my gosh. Could you guys hear the music? I thought I was live. Did you guys hear the music? Give me a thumbs up if you heard the music. Hello? Is anyone here? Oh my God. I see Super Kendall. Oh, there you are. You didn't hear any music in the beginning because I wasn't gosh darn live. I'm playing it. It's that intense. Let me play it. Get ourselves in the mood. Oh, here we go. It's spooky. I'm telling you, it's called Horror Choir. Oh, gosh. It's scary. Hi, everybody. Super Kendall Arco Show, Maria G, Shannon Perez, Shalama, Dollar, Destiny, Steffi, Arkansas, White Dove, LJ. Hi, everybody. Brian Plott. Hi. Oh, we're getting the bird pizza. Okay, so this is my lunch. With mushrooms out of a can. Burnt pizza. But I put another one in for my kids. Stop. It's my burnt lunch. Cat is driving me bonkers. Hello. My hair's a mess. Oh my God, I know. So it's one of those frozen, right? I come in here and I'm remembering it. As I'm getting my live ready, I'm remembering. Check the pizza. And then I forget. Boom. My daughter was running out of the room. You got the pizza. I said, well, just put it in the sink. Can we put another one in? She said, no, you've got to see this. It was as black as this. I made another one for the kids. Hello, just a small town girl, Pink fan. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. All right, this is almost over, this spookiness. I know I'm talking over the music, but when I listen back, you can hear my voice. You can hear my voice a little. This is called Horror Choir. Hi, everybody. So, hi, Maddie. Hey, Super Kendall. Super Kendall was #1. So, I'm hoping Lulu hops in. She's from Australia. And Aussie True Crime Girl. Her name's Leah. And, you know, they're interested in Australian crime. So I was looking back at my notes and I was reading back chat that I missed. From yesterday, and she said, could you do the case of the backpackers? I looked it up and pretty intense. Absolutely. Okay, just about over.
We must wait till the bitter end. Hi, Connie Branch. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming over. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got a pee pad. And I think it was the kittens that peed on it, but again, I'm not sure. And they're scratching it up. It's like barely laying flat anymore. I mean, it's okay, but all right, you guys ready? Hope you're having a good day. Today's Sunday. I went to bed around 5, woke up at or 5:30, almost 6. Probably got to sleep and got up at 10:30. 4 more subs. I know. I know. It's amazing. I check every day. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah. Wow. 4 more, you guys, and I'm 900. Like, I'm just, oh my God. When I get 1,000, I don't know. We're going to have to do some kind of little celebration of some sort. Okay, so can everyone hear me good? Good sound? Oh, Art Ghost Show says my teen daughter came out of the bathroom with her hair about the same color as yours. Great minds think alike. um, so I'll just say what it is. It's Cherry Crush. I think the number is 54. I should know by now, maybe 56. I can't remember the exact number, but it's Cherry Crush by Ferraria. And you color it, and then there's this bright, bright red boost. You put the whole thing in, because mine even comes off on my pillow, a little bit and fades down. Hi, Pittsburgh nurse. Hi, everybody. Brian Plott sounds good. Not my burnt pizza, right? Not this. You're not talking about this. That's my lunch. All right. I know, dollar, I know. Yesterday, right? The age of 54. And Cinema Shogun, um, he has the last, is it Instagram post? I don't think it's TikTok. Well, anyway, and it shows him with these white headsets on, leaning up in the corner of a huge, looks like the corner of a swimming pool to me, right? Hot tub or whatever, not sauna, hot tub. It's nighttime and it's on top of the roof. So he's in a fancy house somewhere and you can see the city lights in the background. And he says, don't quote me on this, but something like, see, now I can't remember, but he calls himself Matman, Mattman, one word. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Undercover. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming over. Don't forget to hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so if you'd like to. I'm 4 away from 900. Hi, Pink Fan. Hi, everyone. All right. No, Panda, that's not your litter box. Oh, gosh. So this is the Backpacker Murders. Yeah. And I had his name written down. Ivan Milat. Milat. Ivan Milat. Now, before I was interested in YouTube, I would watch, TV, and I would watch like Australian 60 Minutes, things like that. And this guy was on there, but I missed most of the show. And the message is still up. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Thank you. Goodness sakes. All right. Hi, Angie. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. So is my sound good? The music stopped, right? Do you guys like my ghosts? Little ghosts. All right. I got these from Barbara. I don't know if I could say her last name or not. Yeah, rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Good grief. Suzanne Summers, what, a week ago? Now Matthew Perry. Scary. Oh, look at our ghost show, put little ghosts up. The backpacker murders were a spate. That's what it says here, SPATE, of serial killings that took place in New South Wales, Australia, between 1989 and 1993, committed by Ivan Milat. The bodies of 7 missing young people aged 19 to 22 were discovered partially buried in the Belanglo State Forest, 9.3 miles southwest of the New South Wales town of Berrima, or Berrima. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. 5 of the victims were foreign backpackers, 3 German, 2 British, 2 were Australians from Melbourne. Wow. Milat was convicted of I'm not supposed to say MURDERS, of the killings on 27 July 1996 and was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences as well as 18 years without parole. He died in prison on October 27, 2019, having never confessed to the killings for which he was convicted. Hi, Joni. Hi, everyone. Wow, he never. Okay. So, background. Up until the mid 1990s, hitchhiking in Australia was viewed as an adventurous and inexpensive, if not completely safe, means of travel. However, unsolved Australian missing person cases, such as that of Trudy Adams, 1978, Tony Jones, 1982, Naoko Onda, 1987, and Anna Rosa Leva, 1991, let those who still hitchhike to begin to travel in pairs for safety. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, several backpackers began to disappear. One case involved a young Victorian couple from Frankston, Deborah Everest, 19, and James Gibson, 19, who had been missing since leaving Sydney for Confest near Albury on December 30th, 1989. Another related to Simone Schmid from Germany, who had been missing since leaving Sydney for Melbourne on January 20, 1991. Oh, those kids are really loud at the playground. And when they eat their Halloween candy, it's worse. Similarly, a German couple, Gaber Neugebauer and Anja Habschied, had disappeared after leaving a King's Cross hostel for Mildura on December 26, 1991. Another involved missing British backpackers Carolyn Clark and Joanne Walters. Clark was 21, Walters was 22, who were last seen in King's Cross on April 18, 1992. Hi, Okie Crime News. Hello. You told me to look up something too. You told me to look something up, and I was thinking I did, or I was supposed to write it down, and I forgot. Oh no, you wanted me to join your panel sometime or something? Because I missed a lot of the chat, and I read back the chat when I watched my show. I'd love to. have you sent me a friend request? Probably not. Okay, Crime News, yes. Have you sent me a friend request? Would love to do a live with you. Oh, nice. Um, okay. If you haven't sent me a friend request, send me one. All right. My nose always kind of itches now and then. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, on Facebook. All right. Have you done that yet? I'm thinking not. I don't always check it, but when I know people are reaching out to me, then I kind of check the friend requests. Oh my gosh, Shannon, you're so funny. In my house, subscribe. You should be down to 2 more subs. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I forgot to put my PayPal up. Mine is Teresa Holder. Oh, what are you doing? Stay away from my burnt pizza. Oh, wait. Okay, so your name, all right, let me write it down because I will forget if I don't. Teresa Holder. Okie Crime News. Okie Crime News. So with the name Okie, I doubt you're from Oakland, California. Are you from down south? All right, let's go now. That's enough, okay? Go feed your babies. Thank you, Shannon. Mine is Teresa Holder. Hi, Sean B. Hi, you guys. I'm going to eat a mushroom before the cat does. Tulsa. Oh, there you go. Oklahoma. Okie. All right. Yeah, send me a friend request. And yeah, we can talk about that. So the first and second victims. On September 19, 1992, 2 runners discovered a concealed corpse while orienteering in Belanglo. Wonder how that's pronounced. No Australians in here yet. Belanglo, maybe. Belanglo. The following morning, police discovered a second body 100 feet from the first. Police quickly confirmed via dental records that the bodies were those of Clark and Walters. Those were the 2 women, Carolyn Clark, 21, Joanne Walters, 22. Oh my gosh. Trigger warning. Let me write it. Forgot to do that too. And I want to read the copyright thing. Can you tell me really Oh, Debbie, I think I've watched a scary movie based on this story. Oof. Is there, excuse me, a copyright thing that I need to read when I play other people's, some of their things? Oh, there's a nice trigger warning. I like Sean B's better. All right, thank you. I'm past 900. Are you serious? Wow, thanks everybody. Oh my goodness, amazing. Oh, that's amazing. I had a month 2 days ago. Well, notoriety on Jimmy's, obviously. Hi, ADHD. I'm here listening and playing Call of Duty Vanguard. All right, good deal. Thank you. Everybody hit the like. So the first and second victims were Carolyn Clark, 21, Joanne Walters, 22. Walters had been stabbed 15 times, 4 times in the chest, once in the neck, 9 times in the back, which would have paralyzed her. I don't want them to hear, so when I lower my voice a little. Clark had been shot 10 times in the head at the burial site. What? You guys, and police believe she had been used as target practice. Well, I don't know though. I was going to say she probably saw her friend get and then was marched over to the burial site. I don't know, but then again, well, one of them was first. We know that. Killed first. Okay. After a thorough search of the forest, investigators ruled out the possibility of further discoveries within Belanglo State Forest. Yeah, 15 times. What a freaking creep. He died in prison, but he never admitted to anything. Creep. He died at the age of 74. Now I can't remember. Was it 2019? Let me look up here. Yes, he died in prison on October 27th, 2019, having never confessed to the killings for which he was convicted. There were 7 missing young people aged 19 to 22. His name was Ivan Milat, Milat. And yeah, because people felt safe hitchhiking back there then and traveling and stuff. He got 7 life sentences plus 18 years. I had a picture of him too a little later. Hi, Blessed Mama. Hi. Hi, Donna McCain. Hi, everybody. Yay. Don't forget to hit the like. All right. Oh, okay. Here's a picture of of just the entrance of Belanglo. I don't know how Australian words are pronounced. I kind of wish I did. Welcome to Belanglo State Forest. And this is where they ended up. Yikes. 3rd and 4th victims now, you guys. Hi, baby. In October 1993, a local man searching for firewood discovered bones in a particularly remote section of the forest. He returned with police to the scene, where 2 bodies were quickly discovered and later identified as Gibson and Everest. Okay, so those were, I think they were the couple. Let me read. All of these people were hitchhiking too. Those were the ones that he went after. There were 2 or Simone Schmid from Germany, a German couple, Neugebauer, Gaber and Anja, and then Carolyn Clark and Joanne Walters, and Anna Rosa. Okay, I just can't find where the names are, but I think this is a couple. But anyway, so a man was searching for firewood. Anyway, Gibson and Everest. Gibson's skeleton found in a fetal position showed 8 stab wounds. A large knife had cut through his upper spine. Okay, now on top of everything, I got to get the charger. Okay. Gosh, you guys. A large knife had cut. Okay, showed 8 stab wounds. A large knife had cut through his upper. Sorry, it's such little writing, and then if I lose it. Okay, upper spine causing paralysis and stab wounds to his back and chest. Would have punctured his heart and lungs. Everest had been savagely beaten. Oh, this was a woman. Hey, stop! You're really kind of upsetting me here. Put my foot on the top of the thing. There we go. Gosh, these poor people. Disgusting. She had been savagely beaten. Her skull was fractured in 2 places. Her jaw was broken, and there were knife marks on her forehead. She had been stabbed once in the back. The presence of Gibson's body in Belonglo puzzled investigators, as his camera had previously been discovered on December 31st, 1989. Okay, so the woman is Everest. Her boyfriend, I guess, is Gibson. And his backpack later was discovered on March 13, 1990, by the side of the road at Galston Gorge in the northern Sydney suburbs, over 75 miles to the north. So it sounds like he picked him up, and then would drive with him, probably talking with him and everything else. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever hitchhiked. I've only done it a few times, but still. I hitchhiked from Burlington, Vermont to Montreal, to the border. It was only 2 hours, but still. And then I hitched a few times in Burlington when I was young with my friend trying to get to bars and crap like that. Gene Warren hitchhiked. Anyone else? Weird. He used a knife. Yeah, and then a gun on the other. It is weird, Brian. Art has hitchhiked. You guys don't do it anymore, do you? Maddie's hitchhiked. I mean, almost everybody in a way maybe has. So scary. Oof. Oh, Brian. Brian has never hitchhiked. Well, good. That's smart. Undercover mermaid once. Any more people here want me to read their thing? Ted Bundy was driving around and put a stop to that. Yeah. I'm too much of a chicken. Hi, sweet misery. She puts chicken emojis in there. Yeah, well, when you drink, I mean, even if I wasn't drunk, your inhibitions go down, you're relaxed, this and that and the other thing. But I got in a car, it was raining, and it was just a quick jaunt into town, but we were on the highway with these boys, these young men. We were young 20s. Me and Jamie. Not the Jamie on here, I didn't know her then. But anyway, they drove like they were absolutely nuts, trying to scare us on purpose, almost veering off the road. We actually said, okay, pull over and let us out now. And they did. What if they didn't? But they did, you know. Yvonne, I never hitchhiked, but I was picked up and given a ride. Yeah, you just made me think of another time. I was in Minnesota. I was 20. I was living with my aunt, and I was walking to my interview at Woolworths. I don't even know if they make that store anymore. And it was raining, and I wasn't hitchhiking, and I was on a big city road with all these stores and stuff. So I felt pretty safe. It was in the morning, and I'm walking, and this Volkswagen pulls up. He's like, hey, you want to ride? And I said, no, I'm okay, or something. And then he kind of was like, well, you don't want to get wet and all this and that. And he just looked like a young college guy, like someone I could trust. And I got in the car. And then guess what happens? He passes my place of work or my interview. He pulls down this little sort of cul-de-sac area, but it kind of went around like that, but more square-like. I remember these details. Pulls up in front of a house. I don't know if it's his. And I said, what are you doing? Or something stupid like that. And then he put his hand on my leg. Not kidding. And then I started crying and saying, you know, I trusted you and let me out. And he let me out. But I was really frazzled. That was my first scary, that kind of experience. I had plenty more scary ones later on. Oh, during the Depression, it was the only way to get around. No one even thought about it. Yeah. Art, you hitchhiked 3,000 miles coast to coast? That's what you have here. You did? In the States? Is this 3,000 miles across the United States? Well, yeah, of course it was the States, because you're living in Italy. Now I can't remember if you're Italian or not. Not that it matters. Oh my gosh, let me see what you write. Serious question. Is it weird that I pee sitting down? Oh my God. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yvonne, you never hitchhiked, but you were picked up and given a ride. Did it go okay? Hi, Aaron Eberhard. Hi, thanks for coming back. Right now in LA, people are ramming vehicles, so when they stop, they rob them. Yep, they were doing that in the 90s, I read. Like they bump you in the back, and then you get kind of startled, and then they sort of bump you again, and they upset you, right? You're driving. I don't drive, but this is what I saw on the news. And you pull over, yeah, and you're getting robbed or carjacked, right? ADHD, sorry. It's all right. ADHD's got jokes. That's what Jimmy says. Okay, so Yvonne, was it an okay experience? Because I didn't want to just dismiss your comment. You weren't hitching, but you were picked up and given a ride. I'm assuming it all went okay, maybe. Look at sweet Misery's face. She's like, oh dear. There you are. Everything went well. I was 7 months pregnant, looking for my cheating husband on foot because he had my car. Wow. Isn't that something? Mm-hmm. I didn't think her dad was cheating on me. I didn't, because he had just been over here like the night before. I thought he had a grand mal seizure and was laying by the phone because we were getting along the best we ever had. We were even planning on getting married, doing the justice of the peace, blah, blah, blah. And basically, he was just avoiding my phone call. I mean, the next day, it's not like I called an hour later. And I too was looking for him. I had my bicycle on the city bus and I went everywhere. I remembered he was going to sign up for college. So I went there. I went into the place where you sign up and I said, I told them so they didn't think I was a weirdo. I think he has epilepsy, might have had a seizure by his phone. Did he enroll here at the college? And they're looking through. They're like, nope, sorry. So I leave. My heart's beating all the more and more. I go out to RC World because he had like 3 or 4 different of those racing cars and he loved going there every day. And I had missed him by like an hour and a half. So then I'm asking the manager guy, was he in good spirits? Was he okay? Did he bring me up? Because the guy kind of knew me. He's like, no, he seemed okay, but no, he didn't bring you up. Anyway, now, then I went somewhere else and I can't even remember where. But then it was 6 p.m. I'd been on that dang bus like all day. And my daughter was with a babysitter. My son might have been with his dad. It was like 6 o'clock, and that's when I had my very first panic attack. I was at the information booth downtown, and I just started hyperventilating and whatever. So the information lady had me breathe into a glove. I walked up the street. I still didn't think he had met anyone. I just couldn't understand it. And in this apartment, it locks. It's for people that have been in jail because of his mood disorder and bipolar and everything. He was in and out of jail kind of a lot while we were together, it seemed like, anyway. And you smoke outside in the back. And a guy said, Megan, are you looking for Mike or something? And I said, yeah. He said, he's home. And I said, he is? Like, I was kind of happy. But then he goes, yeah, and he's with a woman. Just thought you'd like to know. And I still, because things were so good with us, thought, oh, she asked him for a cigarette. There's women that live in this little apartment complex. Maybe they're just talking. Yeah, so I went up. The guy let me in. He said, I'll let you up. And I knew there were cameras. I knew maybe I'd even go to jail. I didn't know. I had to talk to him at this point. I was just like getting pissed. So I went in, I went up the stairs and knocked and purposely covered the peephole with my thumb. And I heard him through the door talking to a girl, getting flirty. Oh, now, you know you want it, or something like that. And I was like, what in the heck? So I knock again. I keep the peephole covered, and he comes to the door. He's 6'1", 180 pounds back then. Yeah, he's big, tall. He's like, I'm not going to open the door if you don't show your face, or whatever. And so I moved my thumb, and I heard a big sigh. He went, like he had been caught in the middle of something. And I had a daughter with him. I mean, I had a child at that point. She was, what was she, 4? About 4 then. Anyway, I wanted to see who on earth was in there. Not be mean to the lady, but basically say, look, he's got a fiance, and a child. And he wouldn't let me through. He put his arm there and he blocked it. And then I had like a mini mental breakdown because he turned really mean, like, towards me. I never loved you, blah, 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 blah. I was just like, I literally remember my lip was trembling. Because at that point, we had been together almost 8 years, too. 8 years shy of 3 weeks. And I said, what? What? Like, it was weird. Anyway, they were together a while. I stopped in my mind trying to pursue him, even if it wasn't physically, when I found out she was pregnant. And I guessed it. She was all real flip about it. Mike, should we tell her now? And I looked at her and I said, you're pregnant. And she's like, how did you know? So anyway, he had 2 more girls. Yeah, he has 3 girls. He's always wanted to have a boy. They broke up in Colorado. It's crazy. Yeah, but thank you for that, Brian. But all of these experiences, like I couldn't even ride my bike home. I was only having a mini. I've had 2 not breakdowns where I end up in an instant or a psych ward. I've never been to one of those, thankfully. But where you're literally just curled up nearly in the fetal position, you can't stop crying, you're screaming. That's what I was doing. I scared my kids. They called my ex and he said, you got to knock it off or someone's going to call the police. So then I kind of simmered down and I don't know. It was weird, but it kind of made me stronger today. Um, that kind of thing. Anyway, broken trust can never be repaired. It really can't. I know. I know. And then of course, he wanted me back, right? The men seem to want you when you don't want them. It's weird. But I mean, I'm just going to say it right here. Our sex life was really, really good. I did everything for him. I rode my bike just down the street, my bicycle, and made him homemade chicken salad sandwiches and had a little bag of corn chips and he liked Mountain Dew and I don't know. It's like no matter what I did, no matter how I was, no matter how forgiving, but we found out 2 years in he was bipolar and I knew nothing about it. I never heard of bipolar. And so I went to the library and I got 5 books and I skimmed a couple and read a few. And anyway, he got diagnosed on paper by the doctor and I made copies in case he ever tried to take my daughter from me or something. So, getting my ducks in a row for whatever the future may bring. But yeah, he was, when I was 8 months pregnant, I mean, my belly was big with Shaylin. He was showing me, he has ADHD. He was showing me his, and he had a little bit of brain damage from his epileptic seizures. Like he was fishing once and he fell over into the marina down here. This was before I met him, almost drowned. He almost drowned taking a shower. He had one and his neck got caught in the whatever. He had one here. He had one at Fred Meyer's store. I mean, he just falls on his face, like flat on his face, blood. They got a pillow and he had one. So, but now he's on good medicine, Keppra, I think it's called, and another one to keep from having them. But if he misses one day, he can have a grand mal seizure. My mom said, never, ever get in the car with him if he hasn't taken his meds. And I said, yeah, I won't. She said, never, ever let him be alone with that little girl. And I said, I won't. He didn't like that, but I had to protect her. Hi, Maria. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kylie. They only want to eat, they can't have it. Yeah, they only want, yeah, exactly. They want what they can't have. Yeah. And I've said this before, so I'll just say it. My first mistake was I was 40. He was 25. Yes, I'm a cougar. Or was. Oh, God, now I'm embarrassed. Okay, but it all just kind of happened because he was hanging around and he came up to me and was talking to me, and my marriage was, we were separated. We weren't divorced. So I wasn't being a very good person. Basically had an affair, who my ex won't let go of it to this day. Like, and it's been years. He still throws it in my face. But I ended up getting pregnant 2 weeks after meeting this man and being with him and having this private little whatever. And after 2 weeks, before I knew I was pregnant, I did try to end things with him. I gave him $40 because he had no money. He was staying with his sister. He was living at the mission. This kind of thing, because he couldn't hold a job. I hope he never sees this program or knows that I have a channel. Oh, anyway, yeah. So, and he gave it back to me and said, "Oh, you know, you don't want this," and blah blah blah. But I don't know. I saw the anger and the intenseness, like it scared me when I was pregnant, and he moved with his mother to Oregon when I was pregnant. And I was like, great. And because of my age and because he left and all this, I'm going to say it right here. I almost had a, you know what, ABORT. I did. I almost did. And called my mother in Iowa, and she said, you know, her exact words were, "You'll do the right thing." But she's not saying don't have one. She's just like, "You'll do the right thing." Then I did. And then my ex's mother thought that I would give birth and like she would help find it a home. I said, "No, I give birth, I'm keeping the baby." You know what I mean? So that was a real touchy kind of thing. But really, you know, Shaylin knows. She knows, my pretty green-eyed, you know, freckled, sweet daughter that's tall like her dad. She's smart. She's calm. She doesn't run around in the streets out here. She never tried anything, not even a cigarette. I mean, I'm not saying like that's the end of the world if a teen does. She's never been in trouble. So, for everything I've been through, my kids are good. My son has his issues. A lot of it's his father. I'm just going to say it. When you drink and you're nice to someone 1 second, you're not the next, and you're this and that, and he's moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth 19 times in 4 years, you guys. That'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Okay, so how did I get off on all of this? I was talking about hitchhiking, and then I'm over on a tangent. Okay. So, oh gosh, you guys. Okay, so the grisliness here gets worse. Hi, Melissa. Hi. Hi, Tammy, little bit. Wow. Gosh, I miss those names. Hippiporium. Team Rose, you're here too? When did I miss these names? Probably when I was gabbing about my past. 19 times, goddamn. Yeah, because I have like OCD where I kind of count, not every cotton picking thing, but I'm really like keep track of things on calendars and stuff like that. And I was counting because it got to be like really intense. Oh, Hippiporium, your son is PDD also. They said he shows signs of autism. My son's 31 now. That is hard. It's so weird because his childhood, when he was really small in the birth, everything was perfectly fine. He really was a perfect baby. He didn't cry all the time. He didn't, not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was just fine. And then for my son, and he's aware of this, when he was in middle school, they ask you to have the meningitis, right? Oh, maybe I better not talk about certain things on here. I'll just say the meningitis, you know what? He did. And then they sent out letters to people who they thought didn't get one or something. And I forgot. How I can forget, I don't know. He was up there getting a vaccination for something else too. They went ahead and gave him a second one 8 months later. And it was shortly after that I noticed his talking was, like, hey, Mom, there's a cigarette on the floor instead of ground, and we were outside. Little things like that. Yeah. And now I'm kind of one of these believers that in some of those vaccinations, it's not very good. But we all got the C vaccination. I've had 5 of them. I've had 2 Pfizer and 3 boosters. Am I going to get any more? I don't think I want to. Apparently, it's causing things for the heart. I don't know. All right. Hi, Mama Shell. Oh, gosh, Team Rose. Touch of the polio from the... Wait, I don't want to say that either. Hi, Lunch Lady. Look at you all in here. This is so nice. Look at everybody. I hope I didn't miss a name. If I did, don't be offended. All right, you guys. So for those that are coming in later, this is the backpacker serial killer named Ivan Milat, Milat, in Australia. He killed 7 backpackers. So 2 from Germany, I believe it was. Couple from... 1 from Australia, 2 from Germany. That's 3. And I think it was 4. Was it 4 from the UK? Now I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm talking about the victims and the complete, utter horror they went through. One woman, 21 or whatever, was stabbed 15 times, front, back, head, all over. Her friend was shot 10 times in the... Anyway, so now we're on the 3rd and 4th victims. 8 stab wounds, a large knife had cut through his upper spine, causing paralysis. Stab wounds to his back and chest would have punctured his heart and lungs. Everest had been savagely beaten. Her skull was fractured in 2 places, her jaw was broken, and there were knife marks on her forehead. She had been stabbed once in the back. Oh, I already read this whole thing. The presence of her boyfriend's body and all the bodies were found in Belanglo Forest puzzled investigators as his camera had previously been discovered in December of 1989, his backpack in March of 1990 on the side of the road at Galston Gorge. I don't want my son to hear anything too. He has big headphones on when he's listening, and granted, he's 27. But because of his obsessive compulsive disorder, if he hears words, even words like blood, the word lipstick, because I wear it and it's dark color sometimes, like he hates it when I wear this stuff, but I told him I'm just gonna wear some makeup if I want. That really pisses him off. It's just like, don't say that word if I say it by mistake. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, honey bunny. Hi, everybody. So we're talking even some basic words, right? Okay, so now we're on the 5th, 6th, and 7th victims. And I decided to do some Australian cases because I read back chat of my nearly couple minutes shy of a 4-hour live yesterday, but I thought it was pretty good. I watched it back. Pretty thorough, pretty interesting, pretty scary. And Lulu is from Australia, and she asked if I could talk about this guy. So she'll see this. She's what is she? She's probably sleeping, right? She's from Australia. Oh, see, Kylie. Kylie's from New Zealand, and she says this dude is a bad man. I think there's a movie out also in this Ivan Milat. Mm-hmm. Hitchhikers he targeted. In fact, he has brothers who are also under the spotlight. Really? Ah, jeez. Okay. Fifth, sixth, and seventh victims. On November 1st, 1993, a skeleton was found in a clearing along a fire trail in the forest during a police sweep. It was later identified as that of Schmid. Schmid is German. No, she isn't. She's, now I can't remember. And bore at least 8 stab wounds. 2 had severed her spine, and others would have punctured her heart and lungs. Clothing found at the scene was not Schmid's, but matched that of another missing backpacker, Habschied. That's the one that's German. The bodies of Habschied and Neugebauer were then found on a nearby fire trail on November 4th, 1993, in shallow graves, 160 feet apart. Habschied had been, trigger warning, decapitated, and despite an extensive search, her skull was never found. Jeez. Neugebauer had been shot in the head 6 times. Oh gosh, you guys. There was evidence that some of the victims did not die instantly from their injuries. Okay, so that's the 7 victims. Search for the serial killer. Thank you, Maria. Hi, back on my BS. Hi, can I kick it? Hi, everybody. Oof. In response to the finds on October 14, 1993, containing more than 20 detectives and analysts, was set up by the NSW police. So that would be the North South Wales Police. On November 5th, 1993, the government increased the reward in relation to the Belanglo serial killings to $500,000. Public warnings were also given, particularly aimed at international backpackers, to avoid hitchhiking along the Hume Highway, Hume. Maybe it's pronounced Hume, I don't know. After developing their profile of the killer, the police faced an enormous volume of data from numerous sources. Investigators applied link analysis, technology, roads and traffic authority, vehicle records, gym memberships, gun licensing, internal police records. As a result, the list of suspects was progressively narrowed to a short list of 230, then to an even shorter list of 32. There were similar aspects to all the murders. Oops, I said it. See? I keep saying it. I'm not supposed to say Murder. Okay, each of the bodies had been dumped in remote bushland and covered by a pyramid of sticks and ferns. Forensic study determined that each had suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso, and many showed signs of sexual assault. The killer, probably a local with a 4WD, I don't know what that is, you guys, had evidently restrained and spent considerable time with the victims both during and after the killings, as campsites were discovered close to the location of each body. Matching .22 bullets, shell casings, cartridge boxes from 2 weapons also linked the crime scenes. Speculation arose that the crimes were the work of several killers, given that most of the victims had been attacked while as pairs had been killed in different ways and buried separately. On November 13, 1993, police received a call from Paul Onions in the UK. On January 25, 1990, Onions had been backpacking in Australia and while hitchhiking from Liverpool Station towards Mildura, had accepted a ride south out of Casula from a man known only as Bill, south of the town of Mittagong and less than 1 kilometer from Belonglo State Forest. Bill stopped and pulled out a revolver and some ropes, stating it was a robbery, at which point Onions managed to flee while Bill pursued and shot at him. Onions flagged down Joanne Barry, a passing motorist, and together they sped off and described the assailant and his vehicle to the Bowral police. On April 13, 1994, detectives refound the note regarding Onion's call and sought the original report from Bowral police, but it was missing. Fortunately, a constable had recorded details in her notebook. Onion's statement was corroborated by Barry, who had also contacted the investigation team, along with the girlfriend of a man who worked with Ivan Milat, who thought he should be questioned over the case. Oh, boy. Australia's 8 hours behind us. Okay, so I have like 4 in the afternoon, so that'd be 12, 9, 8, 7, 6 in the morning. Okay, that's good to know. The UK is 8 hours ahead. Right, Maria G? Did I get that right? Oh, he was a mummy's boy, and his mother would tell police to go away whenever they came to deal with her sons, especially Ivan. It was terrible what he'd done. Yeah. Hi, Stardust. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Mission is mad at me? Mission Impossible, Team Rose? Oh, Stardust says 5 hours. Maria G says 9 hours ahead. Mel is. Okay, because these are different parts of Australia and stuff. Oh, I said Mission Impossible. Mission Possible? Yeah. So that's a man. He's on your show quite a bit, isn't he? Arrest and trial. On February 26, 1994, police surveillance of the Milat house at Cinnabar Street, Eagle Vale, commenced. Police learned that Milat had recently sold his silver Nissan Patrol four-wheel drive shortly after the discovery of the bodies of Clark and Walters. Those were the young women, 21 and 22-year-old, that were stabbed and shot. Police also confirmed that Milat had not been working on any of the days of the attacks, and acquaintances also told police about Milat's obsession with weapons. Milat's brother Bill, who often had his identity used by his brother for work or vehicle registrations, was questioned by investigators. When the connection between the Belanglo murders and Onion's experience was made, Onions flew to Australia to help with the investigation. On May 5, 1994, Onions positively identified Milat as the man who had picked him up and attempted to kill him. Milat was arrested at his home on May 22, 1994, on robbery and weapon charges related to the Onions attack after 50 police officers surrounded the premises, including heavily armed officers from the Tactical Operations Unit. The search of Milat's home revealed various weapons, including a .22 caliber Anschutz Model 1441/42 rifle and parts of a .22 caliber Ruger 10/22 rifle that matched the type used in the killings, a Browning pistol, and a Bowie knife. Also uncovered was foreign currency, clothing, a tent, sleeping bags, camping equipment, cameras belonging to several of his victims. Oh, that's it. He's toast, right? Homes belonging to his mother, homes belonging to his mother and 5 of his brothers were also searched at the same time by over 300 police, uncovering a total of 24 weapons, 250 kilograms of kg is kilograms, right? Kg of ammunition and several more items belonging to the victims. Oh, yeah, you guys, I'm not even just saying this. When I got in my neighbor's car, in Rose's car, she had the wipers going, and I was coming down the steps and I heard this scratch noise like frost, right? Thick, thick frost. And all it was just like frost. And it was flaking off almost like snow. That's how cold it was last night. Hi, Truth Seeker. Hello. How are you? Feel free to put your link in chat, Truth Seeker. I noticed when I watched back the show, back on my BS, I looked at the chat. You have a channel too, back on my BS. You can stick your link in here. I don't care. Anyone else? Team Rose? Whoever wants to. Maria G has a channel. Sweet Misery has a channel. And I'm sure there's more. Just stick it in here if you want to. And several more items belonging to the victims were found in these 5 different homes of his mother's and 5 brothers. Milat appeared in court on May 23rd, but he did not enter a plea. On May 31st, Milat was also charged with 7 backpacker killings. It says MURD, but on June 28, Milat sacked his defense lawyer, Marsden, and sought legal aid to pay for his defense. Meanwhile, brothers Richard and Walter were tried in relation to weapons, drugs, and stolen items found in their properties. A committal hearing for Milat regarding the killings began on October 24th and lasted until December 12th, during which over 200 witnesses appeared. Based on the evidence at the beginning of February 1995, Milat was remanded in custody until June that same year. On March 26, 1996, the trial opened at the North South Wales? New South Wales? Anyway, NSW Supreme Court. It was prosecuted by Mark Tedeschi. His defense argued that in spite of the evidence, there was no non-circumstantial proof Milat was guilty, and attempted to shift the blame to other members of his family, particularly Richard. 145 witnesses took the stand, including members of the Milat family who endeavored to provide alibis, and on June 18, Milat himself. On July 27, 1996, after 18 weeks of testimony, a jury found Milat guilty of the killings. He was given a life sentence on each count without the possibility of parole. He was also convicted of the attempted killing, false imprisonment, and robbery of onions, for which he received 6 years each. Police maintain that Milat could have been involved in more attacks or more killings than the 7 for which he was convicted, based on MO similarities. Examples include Corinne Rowland, 20, disappeared February 26, 1971, found in the Fairbairn Pine Plantation in May 1971. Peter Letcher, 18, missing November 1987, found in Jenolan State Forest in 1988, and Diane Panaccio, 29, disappeared September 6, 1991, found in the Talaganda State Forest in November 1991. Further, given the possibility of an accomplice, the killing cases were kept open. On July 18, 2005, Milat's former lawyer, Marsden, made a deathbed statement in which he claimed that Milat had been assisted by his sister, Shirley Soire, Soire, 1946 to 2003. So I guess she died in 2003. In the killings of the two British backpackers. In 2001, Milat was ordered to give evidence at an inquest into the disappearances in the Newcastle area of three other female backpackers. Leanne Goodall, 20, disappeared December 30, 1978. Robin Hickey, 18, disappeared April 7, 1979. Amanda Robinson, 14, disappeared April 21st, 1979. A related cold case is that of Gordana Kotevsky, who disappeared in 1994. Although Milat was working in the area at the time of the crimes, no case has been brought against him due to the lack of evidence. Similar inquiries were launched in 2003 in relation to the disappearance of two nurses, and again in 2005 relating to the disappearance of hitchhiker Annette Briffa, but no charges were laid. It sounds like he very well could have killed many more, huh, you guys? So it's sounding like to me, I mean, I don't know, like the timings of things and his MO. Oh, hi. Hi, Mab. Hi, Mab. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Brian Plott says, I never heard of a brother-sister serial killer team. Yeah, me neither. Wow. In 2010, in a media interview, Onions, that's the last name of some of the man that got away when this Milat creep pulled out rope and things like that, and he got away. He described how Onions described how he accepted but did not use a $200,000 reward granted for his part in the conviction of Milat. The case has been extensively covered in the media in Australia and gained notoriety around the world. On November 8, 2004, Milat gave a televised interview on Australian Story, in which he denied that any of his family had been implicated in the 7 killings. In March 2017, the case was covered by Australian crime podcasts, Felon True Crime, and in March 2019, Case File True Crime podcast began airing a 5-part series on the Belanglo crimes. On the day Milat died in 2019, the Daily Telegraph released a 4-part podcast called Monster Trial, which reenacted the 1996 trial of Milat. Wow. So I want to find some pictures. Oh, good grief. Gee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, anyway, here are some images of some of the victims. So what is that? His brother? That one must be, because it says on the bottom. Shoot, see, Ivan Milat. How brother Alex's led to serial killers, something or other. You're going to bed, Maria G. It's back to school tomorrow. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, hun. Have a good rest. I hope everything's good with your daughter and everything. Love you. Mab, I love BLTs. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. There's nothing like them. Except if you add a little turkey and then you've got, what are those sandwiches called? With the turkey, you add turkey to them. Shoot, I can't even remember. Oh gosh. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. So here's some of the clothing that was found. Here he is here. Looks like with maybe camping gear or something. That's him when he was younger. Ivan Milat. How bizarre, you guys. It's just so weird to like see him as a little boy or whatever. Right here. These are more searches. There he is. As a little boy. There he is. I don't know why that says mother. Oh, that's what he looked like when he was died in 74 in prison. And that's what he looked like when he was arrested. I mean, I don't know, like, he looks like he'd be kind of harmless. I mean, not that there's a look, but you know what I mean. Here's two more. Him in the hospital, I'm guessing, and there he is, been in prison for a while. This is, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that's where bullets were or something. He died in 2019, Team Rose in prison, thank God. Some of his weapons. Oh, golly, I hate that when that happens. Up here anyway. I don't know if these are two his things. Austin Martin arrested. No, these are his though. Ivan Milat's workmate recalls. So he had lots of guns and oof, that huge knife. Okay, well, we get to see his jail cell. I don't know. I mean, not that, we really want to, but there it is. He had a little TV. Freaking creep. I mean, I don't think he's that bad looking. I think his eyes are blue. He's not that that matters, but he's got dark hair. I don't know if he's tall, but young people would have trusted him. That's not his brother. That is him. All smiling, I guess, in the police car. Or, no, not in the. I don't know where he was. This was him. Okay, so wow. All right, so I did that story because Lulu said, "Would you like to cover the Ivan Milat backpacker case?" So I looked at it last night. I saw her comments in chat, which I had missed, didn't even acknowledge her, but she'll see this eventually. And when I see her next time, I'll tell her it's in this one. Look to the right. That's the same guy. Right, right. Yep, it is. He looks insane. Yes, he did. This man had a gun and knives and everything. Go back and just like watch the beginning maybe of my show if you want. Did I show you my lunch, Rose? So I was making a pizza for the kids, and I told myself I wouldn't forget it cooking. This is my lunch. I'm eating the inside. I mean, it tastes like a crunchy cracker. I already ate the pepperoni off it. I made them another one, of course. A Supreme Deluxe. All right. Yeah. Back of my BS. I know. It's rock flipping hard. Yes, Matthew Perry died. You didn't hear about that till today? The last picture he took, I don't know if it's Instagram or what, Cinema Shogun, had the picture. It's nighttime. He's in the corner of, to me, what looks like a huge hot tub, like part of a pool, right? With the city lights in the background. He's obviously up on top of a roof somewhere, I guess at his penthouse or wherever he lives. He has white headset on. Yeah. And he says something like, "I'm so relaxed. This is the place to be." Something like that, not word for word. Soak it in water. Just kidding. Well, I mean, I was just going to toss the whole thing and I started nibbling at the pepperoni because it was crunchy, but it was salty and it was tasting good. And then I was like, I think I'll try some of this burnt cheese with it. So I did. And then, you're funny. Dollar says I could use the pizza for a weapon. Rhonda says it was on Instagram. Yep. Matthew Perry's, yeah, they said he drowned. But then there was talk of maybe he had a heart attack while he was in there, or I don't know. Okay, people are going to hate me. I loved Australia's 60 Minutes. People are going to not like me for this. But even if he was dead or alive, I was never into that show, friends. Never. But what I've learned about me is I've always liked reality. And it's probably why I like true crime so much. I like all those reality shows. Anything with the fake laughing in the background and people thinking they're funny and reading scripts, it didn't matter what it was. I didn't like it. All of them. Married with Children, I wasn't into that. Friends. I know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but it's the truth. He's not much older than me and Tina. Who, Matthew Perry? He's younger. Yeah, he was 54. Yeah. I never liked that show, friends, says Ron. I don't know, like, yes, 90 Day Fiance, Survivor. Big Brother was kind of nauseating. I liked what was the Bachelorette ones were kind of fun to watch, kind of addicting. Yeah, Truth Seeker, he was 54. Um, and I really liked the what's his name from the concert? Rock. Oh gosh, what you guys? What's it called? With the guy that had the bandana and the hat, wasn't he in the band Poison? Was his first name Michael? No, something Michael. Wait, he did. Every rose has its thorn. Who is that guy? Gosh darn it. Anyway, oh, Rock of Love. That was so. I liked that show. Thank you. Hi, Messy Jessie. Thank you. Oh, he had heart problems, Sweet Misery. Now, I did read somewhere he had a perforated, was it a colon or perforated intestine or something from all the pills he used to take. Brett Michaels. Hi, Total Cutie. It's really, it really sucks, you guys, to not be able to. I mean, I can remember names and details and everything from my past. Thank God, but I can't remember, like if I say a date, like like when was this? Was this 1971? The first backpack killing, or was it in the 90s? I think it was the 90s. Now I am doing a lot of cases so they can get all mixed up. Like Team Rose, remember? A week ago or more ago, remember that lady I talked about from Norway who they thought maybe was a spy and her body was found burned? Um, and she had 7 different passports and wigs and all kinds of things on her and aliases. She was all 30 different names. I mean, she sounds kind of like a spy to me. I can't remember what she was called. Like, what was her name? What even part of Norway was it? And I talked about it like just a week ago for over an hour. Hey, hi, don't mess with me at all. Hi, Demetrius. I can say you're Demetrius, can't I? Then other people will know, who you are in here too. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Who's Sissy? Oh, there's Sissy. I miss Sissy. Hi, Sissy. Hi, Stars Above. Bon Jovi at Paper Cut. No, it was Brett Michaels or whatever. And then, oh my gosh, it was so weird when I saw who is that pastor guy back in the 80s? His wife had the really long fake eyelashes with a ton of mascara on them. And she was always crying. Tammy Baker. And I can't remember her husband's name, but he got in trouble, did prison time for swindling people out of their money. And then she died, I think it was of cancer, of what, a few years later or something, or a few months even after the show she was on. What was that show called? Vanilla Ice was even on it, you guys. It's kind of like Big Brother, but not really, where these different celebrities would live somewhere. Did you guys watch that MTV stuff? Like the very first ones? Um, was it MTV? Those different young folks. And then that one really nice Latin young guy got, I don't know if I can even say it here, AIDS, and then, died. What was that show called? Gosh, you guys, I just can't remember anything. Anyway, I just love it. Hi, Wiccan. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Hi, Sam's Rock Collection. Are you guys hitting the like? I guess I'm over 900. I came in about 6 away, and then someone told me I'm 6 away from 900. And then I don't know though, you guys, when I hit 1,000, I think I will. I just don't know when. Hi, Barbara. Real world. Honey Bunny says the real world. Never would have thought of that. Never. And then they had the real world games. Did you guys watch those? I mean, they were like kicking some ass on some of those games. You're on puppy duty, total cutie. That's funny. I want to hit 250. Truth Seeker, put your link in here. Like, you don't have to wonder, ask, nothing. Just every time you come over and say hi, stick your link in. I hit that like. Thank you, Sams. I mean, you guys, let's be real. If I wasn't on Dolly Vision every night, I think I missed one night that he had the evening shows before even Uncensored. People wouldn't know who I am. I wouldn't have reached these numbers this soon. Oh, I love you too, Truth Seeker. Stick it in here. I hope your dad's doing okay these days, things like that. Mark Klein, you were 904. Hi, Mark. I remember you were in here before, coming back to visit. That's nice, everybody. Hi, Hindsights. If I miss a name, don't be offended. I know you won't be, but sometimes I get a blabbing or off on a tangent and I miss a name. Yeah, so this backpacker stuff is just like, it really sounds like he killed more than 7. I don't know, just like the times and the MO they said and the age group, and what a freaking sicko. And NSW is New South Wales. I'm seeing it right here. So I just did the story, you guys, on Ivan Milat from Australia, who died in 2019 at the age of 74, thank God, in prison. And he targeted backpackers in Australia in the, was it in the 90s? Yes, between 1989 and 1993. And he didn't just shoot him once, it had to be 10 times in the head, slicing him up, decapitated one of them. I mean, sick, sexually assaulted. They said in this article thing in here, probably at least the women, knowing him. Okay. And then I showed, some images of him. And just, for those that didn't, I mean, to me, he looked pretty much fairly normal. There he is as a little boy. There he is. That's him when he was older, younger, his family. I would have trusted him for a ride. He was probably all smiley and nice. Who knows? Hi, third planet from the sun. I've learned about so many cases from you that I've never known about. Thank you for that. Well, thank you for saying that. It's been fun, you guys, because I didn't know these. I did not know these. Like when I watch back my lives and I'm like, what? I'm just flabbergasted at some of what I've read. And clear back the 1800s and 1920s and one after another. And yesterday's Bell Guinness, BELLEGUNNESS. What a whack job, to say the least. That woman lured men through advertisements and whatnot to her farm, robbed them, told them to come with money, blah, blah, blah. And 40 people, you guys, disappeared. So anyway, watch yesterday's live if you didn't see that. I talked about that for 2 hours, showed pictures. She killed her first 2 husbands, probably through poisoning. She got life insurance payouts. Her 2 young infant children. Then she burned the whole farm down. And to make it look like she died in the fire, she killed another woman, right? Tried to use her in place of her so they'd think that she died. They never did find her. Just creepy. She was from Norway. Ugh. Yeah. All right. Well, kind of on a roll. So the next one I wanted to do so I have a little video of those 2 funny guys who have millions of followers, so maybe he wouldn't care that much. I need to find the copyright thing, whatever, and read it before my show or something. I need to find that. Okay. So this next story is the Axeman of New Orleans. Has anyone heard this? Yes, a disclaimer. Okay, see, that's what it's called, not a copyright whatever. See, I need you guys in chat so bad. And I know some people post it or something. Maybe I can learn how to do that. Okay. Has anyone heard of this? Is it any day now destiny? Yes, a disclaimer. I'm hanging in there. How are you? I can't believe she got away with it. I know, Wiccan. 19 days until induction, but can happen anytime. Oh, I just don't miss those days. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit this, and now my trigger warning is off. I'll just type it in again. Okay. Has anyone heard of this? The Axeman of New Orleans. I'm going to read something and then I'm going to show a video. The Axeman of New Orleans was an unidentified American serial killer active in New Orleans, Louisiana, and surrounding communities, including Gretna, from May 1918 to October 1919. Press reports during the height of public panic about the killings mentioned similar killings as early as 1911, but recent researchers have called these reports into question. The Axeman was never identified, and the killings remain unsolved. He was never identified, you guys? As the killer's epithet implies, the victims usually were attacked with an axe, which often belonged to the victims themselves. In most cases, a panel on a back door of a home was removed by a chisel, which, along with the panel, was left on the floor near the door. The intruder then attacked one or more of the residents with either an axe or a straight razor. The crimes were not motivated by robbery, and the perpetrator never removed items from his victims' homes. Okay, I'm going to turn my light on and plug this iPad in now. And I'm going to put my turtle slippers on. My toes are freezing. Okay. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. Hi, hon. Hi, Mama's the boss. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming over and hanging out. Please hit the like and please subscribe if you'd like to. Okay, so the majority of the Axeman's victims were Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading many to believe that the crimes were ethnically motivated. Many media outlets sensationalized this aspect of the crimes, even suggesting mafia involvement despite lack of evidence. Some crime analysis have suggested that the killings were related to what? Okay, this is what it says, you guys. Some crime analysis have suggested that the killings were related to intercourse and that the killer was perhaps a sadist, specifically seeking female victims. Criminologists Colin and Damon Wilson hypothesize that the Axeman killed male victims only when they obstructed his attempts to kill women, supported by cases in which the woman of the household was killed but not the man. The word murder is constantly in here, constantly, and I'm replacing it with killed. So I don't, get in trouble or whatever. A less plausible theory is that the killer committed the killings in an attempt to promote jazz music. You guys, I already read this one. But it wasn't called this. Where he said if you played jazz music, you wouldn't have to worry about him coming in your house. I'm not kidding. I read a short little excerpt way back ago, suggested by a letter attributed to the killer, in which he stated that he would spare the lives of those who played jazz in their homes. Use the word oft. I actually have. Tina, does your apartment have central heat? It's the floorboards, so I can easily turn heat on. In fact, I'm going to take my burnt pizza out and turn the heat on, and I'll be right back. Come here. Are you going to feed your babies? Shoot. Okay. Are the kittens big now? They are. They like sitting in the... I'll film them for a little minute here. They like going in this little thing. I've been in this apartment, you guys, for almost 17 years. And because the closet doors, see this? The closet doors come off all the time, and now this has come off. And my floors are dirty. Every 7 years, you're supposed to get clean carpeting, right? Look at this. This is my bedroom. Look at that dirty carpeting. Hey, what you doing? Hi, it's Tulip. Then we got Shadow coming out. You guys, he was clear. This one right here. All the way up there. The very, very, very tippy top. Did you guys see how high up that was? I'm not kidding. I was in bed and I hear this meow, meow, meow. And I thought he was down around the comforter on the bottom. Couldn't find the kitten, couldn't find where the meow was coming from. And he's pacing. This is Sally. Hi, Sally. What are you doing? What are you doing, sillies? And the pee pad that they won't leave. Oh, wow, there's a lot of urine on that thing. Come here. Yeah, I did a whole film. What, 2 days ago on the kittens. You guys should check it out. It's pretty cute. It's pretty fun. I told my mom to check it out too. She asked how the kittens were doing. Sally is pretty. I know, they're so funny. 2 of them look like little twins with their coloring, but Tulip has more white on his chest. And I mean, you guys, they were so small. They were like that big, completely still behind the couch. I thought maybe they were dead, right? I thought maybe she gave birth, and they died back there. We didn't even know she gave birth. I have 3 outdoor kittens, says Maddie. Oh, my baby girl looked like your calico. Passed last month. She was 4 years old. Oh, well, if something makes you too sad, maybe don't watch it now. Give yourself a chance to heal. You know what I mean? Hi, Tony. Hi, FGT Wolf. Hi, you guys. How is everybody? Yeah, I got some more horrific stories. What are you doing? Okay, so I already touched upon this one. I just didn't know that it was an axe killer in New Orleans. And he said in a letter, if you play jazz music, I won't come into your house and kill you. Like, that's just so weird. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here's the letter. I'm going to read this letter and then play the little video. Look at that. Hell, March 13, 1919. Esteemed mortal. They have never caught me, and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am All right, I was going to read it over here. For I am invisible, even as the ether that surrounds your earth. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the Axeman. When I see fit, I shall come and claim other victims. I alone know whom they shall be. Golly, you guys, this is scary. I shall leave no clue except my bloody axe, besmeared with blood and brains of he whom I have sent below to keep me company. Wow. If you wish, you may tell the police to be careful not to rile me. Of course, I am a reasonable spirit. I take no offense at the way they have conducted their investigations in the past. In fact, they have been so utterly stupid as to not only amuse me, but His Satanic Majesty, Francis Joseph, etc. But tell them to beware. Let them not try to discover what I am, for it were better that they were never born than to incur the wrath of the axeman. I don't think there is any need of such a warning, for I feel sure the police will always dodge me, as they have in the past. They are wise and know how to keep away. from all harm. Undoubtedly, you Orleanians, New Orleans, Orleanians think of me as a most horrible killer, but he says Murderer, which I am, but I could be much worse if I wanted to. If I wished, I could pay a visit to your city every night. At will, I could slay thousands of your best citizens, for I am in close relationship with the angel of death. Now, to be exact, at 12:15 earthly time on next Tuesday night, I'm going to pass over New Orleans in my infinite mercy. I am going to make a little proposition to you people. Here it is. I am very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose home a jazz band is in full swing at the time I have just mentioned. So on a Tuesday night at 12:15, I'm assuming, right, in the morning, 12:15 a.m., Tuesday night, he says, play jazz. If everyone has a jazz band going, well then, so much the better for you people. One thing is certain, and that is that some of your people who do not jazz it out on that specific Tuesday night, if there be any, will get the axe. Well, as I am cold and crave the warmth of my native Tartarus, and it is about time I leave your earthly home, I will cease my discourse, hoping that thou wilt publish this, that it may go well with thee. I have been, am, and will be the worst spirit that ever existed, either in fact or realm of fantasy. Signed, the Axeman. I don't know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it almost sounds like an ex-priest or something that went, you know what I mean? Like with the talk of, where does he say something that, the wilt, hoping that thou wilt publish this. It just sounds like someone that, you know, thank you, Art. Okay, so the axeman was not caught or identified, and his crime spree stopped as mysteriously as it had started. His identity remains unknown to this day, although various possible, or her, I guess it could be a woman. It says the MURD, the killer's identity remains unknown to this day, although various possible identifications of varying plausibility have been proposed. Okay, so that night came, March 19, at 12:15 in the morning, when he said he would spare the occupants of any place where a jazz band was playing. That night, all of New Orleans dance halls were filled to capacity. This is what it says. And professional and amateur bands played jazz at parties at hundreds of houses around town. There were no killings that night. What it says here. So, yeah, I'm not gonna read about suspects here because, I mean, there's just no proof whatsoever. Oh, some of the victims. Joseph Maggio, an Italian grocer, his wife Catherine, were attacked on May 23, 1918, while sleeping alongside each other at their home on the corner of Upper Line and Magnolia Streets, where they conducted a bar room and grocery. Oh, good grief. The killer broke into the home and then proceeded to cut the couple's throats with a straight razor. Upon leaving, he bashed their heads with an axe, perhaps in order to conceal the real cause of death. Joseph survived the attack, but died minutes after being discovered by his brothers, Jake and Andrew. In the apartment, law enforcement agents found the bloody clothes of the killer, as he had obviously changed into a clean set of clothes before fleeing the scene. You know where my mind's going, Koberger, but I don't know. I'm so mixed up with that whole case now. And he didn't leave anything like that behind, so. A complete search of the premises was not completed by the police after the bodies were removed, and later a bloody razor was found on the lawn of a neighboring property. Police ruled out robbery as motivation for the attacks, as money and valuables left in plain sight were not stolen by the intruder. The razor used to kill the couple was found to belong to Andrew Maggio, which I think that's the brother. Yeah, the brother of the deceased who conducted a barber shop on Camp Street. The brother had removed the razor from his barber shop 2 days prior to the killings, explaining that he had wanted to have a nick honed from the blade. Maggio, who lived in an adjoining apartment to his brother's residence, discovered his slain brother and sister-in-law roughly 2 hours after the gruesome attacks had occurred. Upon hearing strange groaning noises through the wall, Maggio blamed his failure to hear any noise related to these attacks that had occurred in the early morning hours on his intoxicated state, as he had returned home after a night of celebration prior to his departure to join the Navy. So Andrew Maggio, the brother, became the police chief's prime suspect in the crime, yet was released after investigators were unable to break down his statement as well as his account of an unknown man who was supposedly seen lurking near the residence prior to the killings. Oh my gosh, you guys. Catherine Maggio, the wife of Joseph Maggio, her throat was cut so deeply that her head was nearly, you know what. I don't want to keep saying this stuff. And then a Louis Bessemer and his mistress, Harriet Lowe, were attacked in the early morning hours. Oof. Gee, I might have a hard time sleeping tonight, you guys. I just don't know. I don't want to read all that. Okay, so, oh, good grief, you guys. And Anna Schneider. All right, I don't want to. She was pregnant, I'll just say that. 28 years old. Joseph Romano, an elderly man living with his 2 nieces. Charles Cortamiglia, an Italian immigrant who lived with his wife and his daughter. And Steve Boca, another grocer. Sarah Lahman, Mike Pepitone or Pepitone. Okay, that was just too much. But I do have these two guys that are kind of funny. What's the disclaimer? Is it really long? If it's not too long, can someone type it in? Or I don't know. I've been up here for 2 hours. It's pretty long. Copyright, this and that, and blah blah blah. Right? Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Thanks for hanging out. Hi, Love Metal. Hi, everybody. Okay, you guys. Oh, shoot. Now I got to take this trigger warning off so you guys can... Now I can't find it. How do I remove that, you guys? Hi, Lori. Are you muted? I was for a moment, but now I'm trying to take this trigger warning off so you guys can see the... Ooh. Oh, hide current. Okay, there we go. Wow. I figured it out, you guys. All right. Okay, this is the BuzzFeed Unsolved Network, and they're funny, so I'm just going to play them. I haven't gotten in trouble yet. The Terrifying Axeman of New Orleans. This is their take on it.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we cover the Axeman Killer of New Orleans, one of the strangest serial killer cases I've ever read. And you've read a lot. Yeah, I read a lot.
Oh gosh, you guys. Sorry. My finger barely touches something and then this kind of thing happens.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we cover the Axeman Killer of New Orleans, one of the strangest serial killer cases I've ever read. And you've read a lot. Yeah, I read a lot in my time. You're a sicko. I'm not a sicko. I'm interested in Okay, maybe I'm a little weird, but this guy has flair for the dramatic. I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay, all right. Let's get into it. Starting in 1918, over a period of roughly 18 months, the city of New Orleans and surrounding areas were rocked by a serial killer that would later go by the name
Hi, Lori. Hi, Katie of New Hampshire.
Was the manifestation of the boogeyman, lurking in the shadows of New Orleans, almost exclusively attacking at night, and is possibly responsible for 12 attacks and 6 killings.
Oh,
In
gosh.
chilling fashion, he only seemed to strike people while they slept in their beds. I love this right off the bat. What do you love about it? Well, I'll tell you what. I love it when serial
there's
killers
the
have a fun little
disclaimer.
thing. I don't approve of serial killers, but I think if you're going to kill a bunch of people, you might as well have some fun with it. I feel like you have baseball cards with this guy. I absolutely do not. They don't make serial killer baseball cards, though, do they? If they did, you'd probably own them. You would own them. No, I think you would own them, too. I'd own them. I'll trade you a Gacy for a... I'll trade you a Gacy for a Zodiac. Yeah. The Axeman eerily never used his own tools. He only used what he could find on hand in the victims' households, usually an axe, which he typically left behind at the scene of the crime. Everybody had an axe back in the day, huh? Yeah, my biggest takeaway from this case is why not just throw your axe away? Yeah, it's literally the first thing I would do. But these people were like, leave the axe in the shed. Doesn't take my axe. I've got my porch axe, my shed axe, my kitchen axe. His creepy tendencies now established. Let's get into the timeline. On May 23rd, 1918, at 4901 Magnolia Street, the first suspected Axeman attack occurred. Catherine and Joseph Maggio were struck violently by an axe, a straight razor used on their throats. Wait, he hit them with the axe and then cut their throats? I don't know. It also could have been since it was his first one, he was figuring out. Oh, he was dabbling. He was like, either I'll be the Axeman or the Razor Boy. Razor Boy would be a good sidekick for him. Razor Boy. That's Axeman and Razor Boy? Axeman, I think, strikes a little bit more fear into my heart than Razor Boy. Lock your doors, Razor Boy's out tonight. Catherine had been almost entirely decapitated, and Joseph had suffered many severe injuries. The bodies were discovered by Joseph's brothers, who lived in the same house. Nothing was heard or seen, and no valuables were taken. The bottom panel of the kitchen door was knocked out. All that was found was an axe. So he probably went back here through the back door, because that's usually how he did it. I assume the only people who saw him were the ones who were killed. Some of them survived, and they would just report like a large looming figure, like a dark figure. So he really did become kind of like a boogeyman. It kind of gives me the creeps. There are beads everywhere in this town. So that means New Orleans.
Fingerprinting was around at the time, but was allegedly not yet a standard procedure. A little over a month later, on June 28, 1918, near the corner of Dorgenois and La Harpe Streets, another attack occurred. A severely injured Louis Bessemer and Anna Lowe were discovered by a baker named John Zanka making morning deliveries.
That's sad for a baker.
They actually thought he did it.
They thought the baker did it?
Well, I mean, like anybody naturally. That's why if I ever found a dead body, I don't know if I'd call it in, man.
You wouldn't call it in?
I'd call it in anonymously. I would not want any part of it because that's the first person they look
But
at.
in today's surveillance state, you would be suspect number one because they'd be like, what? Why'd you call it in anonymous?
Well, then maybe I'll just spend my whole life trying to avoid dead bodies. How about that? Also, this guy didn't know. He was just a friend. He opened
He
the
was
door.
probably like, good morning, I've got your menu. Oh my God.
Louis would actually survive the attack, and Anna would survive for another 7 weeks before dying. Anna supposedly recounted to the police that a large white man with a hatchet had attacked them. The bottom panel of their bedroom door was missing, and once again, a bloody axe was left at the scene.
Another beautiful street, though.
It is a beautiful street. The trees in this area are just so nice.
Sometimes even the most beautiful places hold the darkest secrets, though.
Profound. Okay. Roughly a month later, on August 5th, 1918, in an undisclosed home location, Mrs. Ed Schneider was found by her husband in the afternoon at their home. Mrs. Schneider was still alive and rushed to Charity Hospital and would reportedly survive the attack. Upon investigation, it was discovered that their axe was missing from their shed. Mrs. Schneider was also pregnant, and I'm happy to report that in the week following the attack, she successfully gave birth.
Good for her.
Yeah,
That's something.
that's a super mom right there.
Is that the only axe baby out of this whole story?
I think that.
Can you imagine being an axe baby?
I don't know if that's a thing.
I'd go around telling everybody, one of one.
My mom took
One of a kind, baby. Axe baby.
My mom took some hard steel to the noggin, and then I popped out.
Jesus.
5 days later, on August 10th, 1918, reportedly near Tonty and Gravier Street, 80-year-old Joseph Romano was found by his nieces Pauline and Mary after they heard him struggling. His head was bashed in. The two girls allegedly saw the attacker and described him as, quote, dark, tall, heavy-set, wearing a dark suit and a black slouch hat, end quote. Joseph Romano would die 2 days later. This guy sounds like the villain from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
He does with a slouch hat.
I think it's
Rocky Bullwinkle?
I'm gonna look up a slouch hat because that sounds like something I need.
Right now we're at the site of the fourth attack.
The Yellow House?
It may be. We just know it's on this corner.
Honestly, this Axeman might just could be a fan of quaint houses.
He's a fan of corners too.
Hi, Christy
Not that they're okay
kids.
to kill anybody, but the elderly above all.
Yeah. Well, at least he lived a full life, right?
Hi, Reggie.
Oh.
Be good.
You're right, actually.
Well, he didn't. I'm sure that's
Doing
not how
this
he wanted to go
audio,
out when
just
he was
pointing
kid,
it out
but
on the
Nobody
computer
does,
now.
but
hit with an
Screen and
I rescind my
screen.
statement. Maybe if you're gonna be a serial killer,
Screen
kill
and
the
screen.
elderly.
That's a weird thing to advocate, but
I mean, but they've lived a long life.
that's true. Around this time, August 1918, the New Orleans State's newspaper allegedly recounted, quote, armed men are keeping watch over their sleeping families, while the police are seeing to solve the mysteries of the axe attacks. Extra police are being put to work daily, end quote. And when looking at the timeline, it apparently worked. For a while, that is. As nearly 7 months later, on March 10th, 1919, the Cortimiglia family was attacked. Rose Cortimiglia woke to her husband Charles fighting the Axeman, a fight that Charles would lose. Rose and their 2-year-old daughter Mary were also attacked. Rose and Charles would actually survive, but their
Merch.
daughter tragically did not. In typical Axeman
Aw.
fashion, the axe used belonged to the Cortimiglias.
Did they call it Axeman fever or Axemania?
Or do they call them Axie?
Or were they like, everybody in town's got Axeman fever as the terror continues to grip the community?
This just in, throw away your axes.
It's just it, more skulls crushed. Whoa, throw out your axes.
5 days later, a New Orleans
They're just
newspaper
trying to
called
be
the
funny.
Times
It's not
received
always
a letter
funny,
from
but
the apparent Axeman. Quote, hell, March 13th, 1919. Esteemed mortal, they have never caught me, and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible, even as the ether which surrounds your earth. I am not a human being. but a spirit and a fell demon from hot as hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the Axeman. End quote.
This guy's a poet laureate.
No.
This is incredible. Was this Robert Frost?
He also goes on to insult and threaten the police. Quote, they have been so utterly stupid so as to amuse not only me, but his satanic majesty, but tell them to beware. Not try to discover what I am, for it were better that they never were born, than for them to incur the wrath of the Axeman. End quote.
This is very Old Testament.
Like most serial killers just like to stroke themselves, and this is just...
He was writing it.
He's
He was
just...
like, ooh. It's the devil, his satanic majesty. Jesus, that'll get him. Time to go murder again.
He also goes on to remind the people that he could be worse. Quote, undoubtedly, you Orleanians think of me as a most horrible murderer, which I am, but I could be much worse if I wanted to. At will, I could slay thousands of your best citizens, for I am in close relationship with the angel of death. End quote.
Not to discredit him,
Good
but
grief.
he is killing people in their sleep with an axe. And what's his success rate?
I gotta say, your striking power and aim isn't Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, you should be batting 1,000 at that
You
point.
should be batting 1,000. However, the most
Hi,
important
100
clause
block.
is a specific threat that would terrify the entire New Orleans community. Quote, now, to be exact, at 12:15 o'clock earthly time, on next Tuesday night, I'm going to pass over New Orleans. In my infinite mercy, I'm going to make a little proposition to the people. Here it is. I am very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose house a jazz band is in full swing at the time I have just mentioned. If everyone has a jazz band going, well then, so much the better for the people. One thing is certain, and that is some of those persons who did not jazz it on Tuesday night, if there be any, will get the axe.
Jazz it! You better jazz it!
Turn jazz it to
Honey, we gotta jazz it.
Turn jazz it to
I'm not gonna throw this axe, so we better jazz it. He's a bit like Santa Claus.
Okay, I'd like
First
to hear
of all, he
how...
says he's gonna pass over New Orleans. That's a bit magical. Just imagine him flying through the skies with his big axe, riding a crocodile or an alligator, whatever they call
Or
it.
a demon.
Traveling on demon's wings, just looking down at all the little houses, listening for jazz. It's like
Oh.
He's like the Grinch trying to listen to the Whoville people sing.
exactly right.
I still don't understand how he's Santa Claus. Santa Claus never bashed anyone's head in with a big sack of toys.
That's true, but he does give them coal. What?
This letter would later spark the creation of a jazz song entitled
All right,
Don't
Team
Scare Me,
Rose,
Papa,
take it
also
easy.
known as the mysterious Axeman's Jazz.
Buzzed on coffee. Maybe he used to play in a jazz band, you guys.
March 19th, 1919. It is said that the city was truly alive that night, as people blasted jazz music in their homes, and those who did not have a record player poured into local jazz clubs to stay clear of the Axeman's
Hi, 3 Dot.
mentioning that
Yay,
nobody was killed on
909.
March 19th, 1919. So he kept his word.
Very kind.
Apparently everyone was jazzing it.
You know what? He was probably just going to be out of town.
He thought, wouldn't this be
I've
funny?
got a business trip that weekend. Let's see how many smokers I can make dance. Yeah.
On August 10th, 1919, Steve Boca was badly injured in his home after he awoke to a man next to his bed with an axe. Boca managed to survive the attack, reportedly staggering to a friend's home, who then called the police. Boca did not regain his memory, likely due to the blows to the head.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that usually does it.
Yeah.
I once fell into a pile of bricks when I was a kid.
What?
And I don't remember much of it after that.
What?
Yeah, I was climbing because we were playing hide and seek. I was trying to hide, and I thought I had the best hiding spot. Turns out I was wrong. The branch broke, and I
This
just...
explains a lot. You fell into
And after that, I could see ghosts.
I don't think it gave you the
It
vision.
gave me my eyes.
I think it put a hole in your brain.
Later that month, or in early September, on 2128 2nd Street, 19-year-old Sarah Lawman was reportedly attacked by someone who entered through an open window. When she regained consciousness, she could not recall details of the attack. So this is the site of the second to last attack. And apparently the house is gone.
Yeah.
About 2 months later, on October 27th, 1919, at the corner of South Scott and Ulloa Street, the suspected Axeman attacked Esther and Mike Pepitone. Esther reportedly awoke around 1 a.m. to her husband screaming and ran to the bedroom.
Oh my
Her
God.
husband's head was struck 18 times and died 2 hours later. Esther saw 2 figures in the bedroom, but could not identify them as they fled the scene. By the way, 2 figures.
Razor Boy.
Oh my God, no.
He's back.
No, we're not calling.
He's back from boarding school.
A bolt with a heavy nut, something used to secure a circus tent, was one of the apparent weapons. There was a circus on the nearby Tulane Avenue that weekend.
Was this the last one?
Yes.
If this guy survived...
All right, Tony, thanks for stopping by.
The Axeman probably wasn't used to that kind of resilience. He probably hit him once, and the guy was like, "Oh, boy, what a bump." And he was like, all right, I guess I'll hit you again. And he's like, "Oh, my goodness, I didn't feel much better." I was like, 3, 4, 5.
This takes us to the supposed
gosh.
end of the Axeman's killing spree. And with that, let's get into the theories. The first theory is that perhaps not all of the killings were the work of the Axeman. Some speculate that the Axeman's presumed final killing of Mike Pepitone was actually a mafia killing, due to Mike Pepitone's father killing a man in the past.
Oh.
Another Axeman attack that is scrutinized is the second attack on Louis Bessemer and Anna Lowe. If you'll recall, Louis Bessemer was severely injured, and his partner Anna Lowe was killed in that same attack. However, Bessemer was charged with the murder of Anna in bizarre fashion. Police found that Bessemer had written letters back and forth in Yiddish and Russian. They eventually came to the conclusion that Bessemer was part of a German spy ring, or spy master for the Kaiser, and the attack had nothing to do with the Axeman.
A spy's not going to bash someone's head in with an axe.
And then bash his own head in.
Right. He's gonna lower a string from the ceiling and put a drop of poison on it and let that poison fall into a sleeping person's mouth. Right in there.
Well, if
They're
they're
dead.
sleeping, then why don't you just drop it into their mouth like a little droplet thing? Why
I don't know. And that's what spies do. That's just what they do.
That's the first time I've heard that. I think you just
Everybody does that.
I think you made it up.
I did not make it up. It
Okay.
happens in a James Bond film.
Which one?
The racist one. Where he's in Japan.
Before dying, Anna Lowe allegedly blamed her partner Louis Bessemer and said that he was a Nazi spy. They also theorized that this case was a domestic dispute that ended with Louis attacking Anna. Nonetheless, Louis Bessemer was acquitted. There were definitely things that suggested this was the work of the Axeman, mainly the fact that it happened at home at night while they were sleeping with an axe.
That would take such an enormous amount of fortitude to be able to, really smash someone. And then also, I have a hard time pulling off a Band-Aid.
Though you are a wimp, and if anyone would have mental fortitude to do something that would be painful, it would be a spy, wouldn't they?
I just think it's very rich that you're calling me a wimp.
Yeah.
Because you hear a footstep and you go into,
Oh, I better hide under the bed. In vain with this theory, also speculated on the internet that some of the killings of the Axeman could have been the work of a copycat. The second theory is that given the context of his bizarre letter, some believe the Axeman to be a supernatural figure that could slip through tiny entranceways and become the large man that witnesses describe the killer to be.
no.
Just a theory.
It's dumb. He shrunk down like a little mouse? Is that what you're saying? He's like Ant-Man? He's like, now I'm big. Time to die.
At what point? The last theory is actually a legitimate suspect, a man named Joseph Mumphrey. To start on Mumphrey, let's return to the Axeman's last crime, the attack on Esther and Mike Pepitone. If you recall, Esther survived the attack and her husband did not. Esther later moved to Los Angeles and remarried to a man named Angelo Albano. However, on the second anniversary of her former husband Mike's death by the Axeman, her current husband Angelo disappeared and was never found again. Esther recalled that before their marriage, Angelo had ended business relations with a man who went by many names, including Joseph Mumphrey. On December 5th, 1921, Mumphrey visited Esther's home at 554 East 36th Street in Los Angeles. He demanded $500 and Esther's jewelry, threatening that he would, quote, kill her the same way he had killed her husband, end quote. But, like a badass, Esther then killed him with a revolver.
Whoa! Good for her.
We got two badasses.
do is I'll shoot you.
This is the spot where Esther shot Joseph Mumfree to death. Kind of crazy to think that this may be the location where the Axeman actually was killed. Good for you, Esther. Shoot him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you do?
If he actually indeed killed two of her husbands, whether or not he's the Axeman, shoot him in the face.
Yeah, face full of bullets. You had it coming.
Give him a bullet sandwich. Now, what does this have to do with the Axeman? Given the fact that Esther was present for the Axeman slaying of her husband Mike Pepitone, when Esther was arrested for shooting Joseph Mumfree, she claimed that Mumfree was the Axeman and had seen him run from her bedroom the night her husband was slain. The LAPD noted that there was evidence linking Mumfree to the death of Mike Pepitone, and Esther was acquitted for Mumfree's death.
Wow.
Here are some other things that seem to suggest Joseph Mumfree was the Axeman. Upon investigation, the police found that Mumfree led a blackmailing gang in New Orleans that preyed on Italians, and almost all of the Axeman's victims were Italians.
These guys are racist?
Most of them were Italian grocers.
Oh.
Yeah,
This guy.
Italian grocers.
This is what made you turn?
If there's already the basis that he's going to be killing, I do not approve of that, but if he's going to do it, then at least do it randomly.
I think just, how about don't kill people?
Look, Ryan, what are we here for? I thought we were here to get into the mind of a serial killer.
I know, I'm just saying, what if they all just happen to be Italian grocers?
Oh, that's rich. It all just happened to be... Yeah, that'll hold up in court.
Mumfree was in and out of prison for the past 10 years,
Hmm.
and his time outside of prison coincided with attacks by the Axeman. That being said, there was not enough evidence to directly link Mumfree to the crimes, and eyewitnesses can be wrong. Only circumstantial evidence led people to believe Mumfree was the killer. If you'll recall, Esther Pepitone originally said there were two men in her bedroom the night her first husband was killed. So either she's lying, or is the Axeman, perhaps multiple people.
What do you think? I think
That's it, by the way.
it very well could be him. I know it says there's not a lot of evidence, but that was sort of the sweet spot for serial killers, right?
I think it may have been a series of copycat killers.
Yeah, that sounds likely.
Leading a blackmailing gang in New Orleans that preys on Italians. What a strange thing to
I've never even
spearhead.
heard of a blackmail.
What does a blackmailing gang do?
They just get together and they're like, I saw this guy fucking a goat.
In the
Oh
end,
my
there aren't
God.
many leads on the identity of the notorious New Orleans Axeman.
Sorry, you
Was
guys.
this the work of a series of copycats? Or was this the result of one troubled individual? For now, the case remains unsolved.
Hmm. Well,
Someone started bashing people's heads in Los Angeles. It was like, if you don't play Bruno Mars every Tuesday,
play Bruno.
I'm going to be very
You're
angry.
not Brunoing on Tuesday night.
If we don't Bruno it,
Me and the devil are big fans of Bruno.
well, you know, that's BuzzFeed Unsolved Network, which I've played some of their stuff before. Because sometimes they're quite funny, but sometimes, let me stop this. Sometimes they can be a little brash. Brash is putting it nicely, I guess. What do you mean? Three dot, my videos don't have StreamYard. What does that mean? Like, I'm being honest, don't know what that means. Whoops, because I'm playing. Well, I'm on StreamYard right now, so I'm confused. But when am I not confused, right, you guys? When am I not confused? She can't play that video. Well, I didn't get struck and I didn't get a warning. But what happened was my 20-minute one where mass killers, because I was told I probably shouldn't say the word MURDER. I wanted to, when we found out the main shooter had unalived himself, I was like, gee, another one. And what I read was over 50% mass, the mass killers unalive themselves. But I thought I could talk about it because I wasn't monetized. I just assumed my video was taken down, and then it said for the details, go to YouTube Studio, and they'll have why in more details. And they basically said, perhaps you didn't know this was a violation of community guidelines. This is not a warning or a strike. They said that, but we did remove the video. So I kind of lucked out. Oh, that's right. Turtle Island is tonight, you guys. Well, but isn't he doing that thing with what's her face? Not what's her face. You know, you guys know. Well, when I looked, it said 9 hours later, which would put it tonight when Turtle Island was supposed to be. So, yeah. Which video, 3 dots says? Well, I can't say. It was only 20 minutes long, thank God, because Tattooed Rebel was filming the press conference, and I wanted to get over there, and I'm a mod and support him and stuff. So, and that was when Mr. Card was found unalived, you know. Yeah, I had done a show. When was it stopped? No, it never said copyright. It never said that. It said violation of community guidelines. And they literally said, because I read it like 3 times. I could take a picture of it with this iPad and show you guys. My video was just stopped? You mean this one? Is this one stopped right now? It's still going. What happened? Inquiring minds. No, just now. You just popped back up. Oh, no, it's been doing that. Is that called glitching? Freezing now and then? It happened yesterday. My video wasn't taken down. See, I didn't even know I disappeared for a minute. Oh God. Oh my gosh. So I wrote down the copyright disclaimer that Mad put in, and I'm just going to read it before each show. And you guys, what's the difference between true crime and just crime? Like, what is the difference? Well, then someone's trying to take me down like almost every video because I'm kind of glitch out and then I come back in sometimes. So I don't think it's anyone trying to take me down. I think it's my internet. I have the slowest. I pay $9.99 a month. I do. So my gigabytes are they called megabytes? Megabytes, right? Well, anyway, are the slowest of all of them. Because that's what I can afford, you know? Is that you? All right, you guys. I'm gonna keep going till either 3 or 3:15 at the most. And instead of doing another getting into a big Australian story today, because I did the backpacker, the Ivan Milat 3 dot. You should watch back my program. He was a real nutcase. He died in prison in 2019, and he targeted backpackers, killed them viciously. Oh, 1 gigabyte equals 1024 megabytes. Oh, what happened in that stream? Spill the beans. Well, no, I was talking about unaliving yourself, people that do these mass killings. Then they go do that, right? Like Mr. Card did in Maine. And I thought, I just wanted to get like the statistics. So I read a thing on it and I kept saying the word SUICIDE, right? SUICIDE. Didn't really feel right, but I wasn't monetized. So I thought, well, I can say it. I seem to be able to say other things. And you can't. One of the community guidelines is talking about that or self-harm, even eating disorders. But yet they'll allow, I'm just going to say it, beheadings and crap on YouTube. And God knows what else is on here. Like, it's really kind of, I mean, I know they can't catch everything, but good grief. You know? But, you know, they gave me a break, and I'm thankful. I guess they could tell I was new and probably quite naive. I don't know how much they saw of it. I don't know, like, you know. So they said it's not a warning, not even a warning, or a, now what's the other word? Strike. They said, we're just going to take your video down. They really did. I'm going to take a picture of it with this iPad, and then I can show you guys tomorrow when I do a live. So you guys can like see the writing for yourself in my YouTube studio, gave the details of it. But I got to make a note of it or I'll probably forget. So this, read this first. Take pic of YouTube studio notes. Okay. All right, these are 10 true crime stories you have to read to believe. And they're just little paragraphs like this. So I'm just going to go through some of them and then I'll end today's show because it'll be 3 hours and like 13 minutes. Mary Morris, Murder of 2. This is what it says. The story of how 2 women, both named Mary Morris, who lived in the same city, died within the same week. The assumption is that Mary Morris's husband, Mike Morris, hired a hitman to kill his wife. Long behold, the hitman killed the wrong Mary Morris, another housewife, by mistake. Then he decided to kill the true Mary Morris just a few days later. This is still one of the numerous unsolved true crime stories. Goodness gracious. Though something women are watching your videos, YouTube wouldn't have known unless they were told. It's okay, though. I'm not upset at all. I mean, even if I had gotten a warning or a strike, but I really didn't, you guys. Like the words were, perhaps you didn't know. So, you know, because I went and I read the community guideline things, and I believe I read if you get a warning, you cannot get a second warning at all within 90 days. If you do, I believe that's a strike, considered like a strike, and you get 3 strikes, right? But I didn't even get a warning. I'll show you guys. I literally am going to take this iPad, go into my YouTube studio, go like this, spread it apart, make it bigger, and take a picture. And then you guys will see what I saw. She doesn't realize what just happened on this stream. So you mean if my thing, like, how do I know if it's the internet or not? Do you know what I mean? Because even when Turtle Island is in 20 minutes, 5:36 is at 8:30. Bless Mama. Oh, 9 p.m. Okay. Well, then that'll be a good time to leave. Will be 6 o'clock. All right, you come up here. The body found in room 348. The death of Greg Flanagan was one of those real-life crime stories. Because the thing is, you guys, even when I haven't talked, and the only music I play is from the YouTube library, which is free and allowed. And I figured out how to download and everything. It's kind of swirled like this, and then what's it called? Loading. It's like it leaves and then it reloads or something. And if we have like wind or whatever, I mean, we have issues with our internet sometimes. There's nothing posted for Turtle Island, is there? This was not an internet problem, says Shannon. How do I know, though? I'm not arguing with you. I believe you, but how do I know? You could cell phone record it from your PC monitor. Well, you know what I've done? Ever since that happened, I sent each video to my messenger, just so I have them, just to show, not the hard work, but, the videos that I have. And I have about 40. So last night I sent each one to my messenger in case my channel's ever taken down. Good night, Lori. Good night. It said there was a violation on the screen just now, or the one 2 days ago. Yeah, they said it was violation of community guidelines. It didn't even say copyright. It said community guideline violation. Just now I have to watch this back to see what came across the screen, Shannon. You're talking about this one? It was a content removal on this stream. Well, then how is my thing still going? Oh, so they're gonna, so when I end, they're gonna take it down. Is that what you're saying? Now it says 10 p.m. Turtle Island. Okay. Lisa P., I sent you a screenshot. Okay. So they're telling me I have to remove probably the video that I just filmed. I didn't see anything come across the screen, you guys. Maybe I'm not supposed to from StreamYard. It came up on flipping live YouTube for everyone to see. Oh my gosh. Wait, and how do I remove that video? How do I edit that out? I don't even know how. I might have to just take the whole video down. Say what? Katie of New Hampshire. Although I want sleazy keys off, I'm going to vote Tina back on. I think in order to do that, whoops. In order to do that, you have to get an egg or something, and then it might say you can vote a person of your choice back on. Yeah. So is that what editing is, when you go back and you take a certain part out? I easily could end it before I filmed BuzzFeed, what's it called? BuzzFeed Unsolved. Unsolved something or other. Network. BuzzFeed News Unsolved Network. But I don't know how to do that. I'll have to look at a little film on that. And then also, how long do they even give you to do that, to take it out type deal? I'm trying to think back when like Prayer Garden would get porn bombed, and I mean quite a bit. I don't know if she like, because her professing to go to church and all, I mean, you know, she was kind of a target. Was it within a half hour? Is it within 2 hours? I'm gonna have to look this up. How to edit, or no, how to remove copyright content without losing video or something like that. How to remove copyright content Wow. Jimmy's erasing of 1 year of videos was so disappointing. Did he have to do that? Okay. Immediately private the stream. Oh, right. Then you can go back and cut out the questionable part. Okay. Private. Okay, so I got to go into YouTube Studio for that and hit private apps out there. We all have to get eggs to get PCT back on. 27 or 28 eggs were bought last time. Yeah, probably to get me off. Wait, Shannon says the other creators' content was blocked from all of us. So when I was playing them, you guys couldn't see it? You couldn't see it or hear it? The BuzzFeed Unsolved Network thing, you guys couldn't see it or hear it? When you came back on, you weren't watching the video anymore. Okay, Lisa P. I'm gonna make a note that you sent me a pic. Now, okay, so did they already remove the content for me and now I don't have to remove it? Okay, so Art Ghost Show, when internet glitches, we usually see a loading circle. We saw an unavailable content warning. Okay, and guess what I saw? Only the circle thing going around on black. And then within like a second or maybe two, I came back on. Let me see what else I might have missed. Remember, I have a flip phone 3-dot, so I can't like cell phone record it from my PC monitor and all this type deal. Yeah, if someone wants to buy an egg and vote me back on, that would be amazing. I had immunity the second week, and even though most people that called in, I mean, the ladies were pretty nice. They're like, well, I got to do it, or strategy, or she's got to go. I mean, there were a couple that didn't say very nice things about me, but that's okay. They don't know me, you know? I know me. Okay. No, that's okay, Katie. Don't buy eggs if you can't. My goodness. You don't even know which eggs have cards in them that say put a person back on. And maybe this week there aren't any. I mean, I don't know. Wow, warning. Really? Okay. Add some editing chops to canned videos. Canned? What does that mean? Does that mean videos that are taken down? Is that what that means? Create a video explaining your video being taken down. Well, I can even contest it if I'm not contest. I can, you know what I mean, put in a thing about it, but I don't want to bother. No, we couldn't see it or hear it, and the pic of Lisa P you sent, you popped up. Okay, so for 21 minutes when I was playing the BuzzFeed, I could hear it and see it, and you guys couldn't? Where did you think I was? Just gone? I mean, I had the screens like this, and I was on the side, and I was kind of laughing now and then, and all that time, 21 minutes or whatever it is, you guys were just sitting here? Are you kidding? Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not gonna, I personally am not gonna talk about MEL because she'll probably go after me on here. She's already going after Maria G, and saying that she said that Maria G called her trans or whatever, and she didn't. It was someone else. She has proof of it on Team Rose's show. She has proof. She's pissed. Like, we're talking, I don't think I've ever seen her like this. And now I guess this MEL has her own show or something, and but I find it quite interesting since she's the one that, I'm going to just say this, I'll probably regret it. She had her little slew of fans doing exactly to me what she's saying people have done to her. It's whatever. Oh, 4 or 5 minutes. It wasn't that long, not the whole time, but a couple of minutes. We all sat here and waited. Where? In the beginning, the middle, the end? Yeah, yeah. And I wouldn't call having one friend of any any person, but it was Maria G, who had my back constantly in chat. Paper Cut and her minions. Are you kidding? I didn't even watch that Minions movie. I didn't even know what a minion was. It might sound dumb. I don't care if it does. What the hell did you block 3 dot? What? No, nobody's allowed to block or even time out without letting me know. It must have been towards the end of when you were watching the video because you were watching it and then you weren't. Oh. Wow. Okay. Well, okay. Do you guys know how long I have to private this? I mean, I'm thinking it's been 3 hours. I should say bye right now and just private this and then figure out how to get in there and cut off that part. Cell phone fun for me. Listen, I have a nice phone. It's free. It's one of these. I got it brand new, but I can't remember why. Oh, if I use the phone that was sent to me by Xfinity, I lose my help from the government with my internet. And granted, it's only $9.99 a month, but I kid you not, I need that. And I know I send a super sticker and stuff to Jimmy now and then. But that's when I have a little extra money. Do you know what I mean? And I don't even pay the $9.99 every month like I used to for years and years. We've been on the Internet Essentials, I think, since 2012. So I pay like $20 every 2 months. It's real cheap. I think it was around 24.30 mark. Okay, but I would need to. No, you can put your service onto a new phone. Yeah, I can. But if I want to get totally free service, like on the assurance thing, some people used to call it the Obama phone, but now it's a regular swiping one. Flips are flipping weak AF. I didn't even know what FFS meant, you guys, or AF or GTSY. Good to see you. Like I had to ask. Okay. You weren't gone the whole time. Can you scrub through the live on your iPad now to see if that screen was recorded? What do you mean scrub? You mean go through and watch it? I'm going to private it first, but then again, what if I private it and that isn't enough? Is that enough until I can get it edited? I don't want to get a strike, you guys. I might just, how do I take my own video down, you guys? Move it. Move what? Move it. Move the video. Move into another apartment complex. What the heck are you trying to say? Yeah. She's sleeping or resting. She got really tired. Just slide the timeline bar to watch it in super fast. That's how I watch some videos on 2 times the speed. But then can't you just delete, as they say, dirty delete? Yeah. Shannon says I'd just private it. But Shannon, if I private it, can they still strike or give me a warning? I mean, it's privated, but yet I still have the content. Because I mean, yeah, I talked about the backpackers and blah, 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 but for a good 2 hours, I don't want to take down my video. I mean, it wasn't hard work or anything, but it was a tad tedious. You guys see my cup? I've used it in the past. I got it for the kids when they were younger, but they don't really use it. You go into YouTube account, go to videos, hit the 3 dots. Oh, yes. Yes, I've seen that part in YouTube Studio or account. Oh, okay. That's how I take it down. I better do it then. And I better start just sticking with my own content, which is what I don't even know. Because I'm like reading stories from people. I know I can read some stuff, you guys. I know I can because I looked it up. It has to be for like informational purposes and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, some creators can watch and play and talk about certain things, but other people can't, says Mary Jane. Yeah. If I was struck, it wouldn't have let us see you again. Oh. Right click on your right corner icon. You mean my little face avatar thing? Or up here? Oh my God, it's right here. Edit. Remove. Okay, let me hit edit, see what happens. If I lose you guys for whatever reason, I should see you tomorrow and I'll see you on Turtle Island. I mean, I won't be on the island. I'll be teaching swimming lessons from across the bay. Edit. Oh, that's just typing. That's just typing. Wait, no, it isn't. Public. So if I don't make it public, unlisted and private, it's all right here. Okay, I'll make it private. But if it's private, you guys, am I still going to get in trouble? And then when I make it private, what's the difference between unlisted and private? Okay, before I do anything here, I need some questions answered. Make sure you have that copyright disclaimer up. Oh, I don't know how to do that, you guys. Oh, Shannon says you're allowed to read and I think play audio, but not show the video. You're right. Because even on Jimmy's Uncensored a few nights ago, I asked if I could show something, but not show the picture. I think it was in a news thing. And I read it, or he heard it, but the picture didn't show. You're right. Okay, I have to write that down, or I'll forget. I truly will. Okay, do not show video. So I could still play these funny guys' videos, but not show it. Maybe. Do not show video, sound only. Or read. I'll put a question mark after read. Yeah, when in doubt, throw it out. Don't take the chance. Well, see, 3 Dot had a channel, or still does. Honey Badger, don't give a shit. Hello. Hi. I don't care if that he or she's calling me a government grifter. I didn't even know what a grifter was till this year, so how can I be one? You know what I mean? And I'll just say right here, I never got child support from either of the dads. I was supposed to from my daughter's dad, but he didn't make enough. He was on SSI. So first I was supposed to get $400 a month out of his $800 a month or whatever for my daughter when she was younger, before she was 18. And then it went down to like 200, and then it went down, and I just got paperwork. I never got even 1 penny. And then the last letter was 0. I get 0. It's whatever, you know. I mean, he doesn't have the money. He could hardly hold a job because of his bipolar and all this. And I shared custody with my son's dad. Okay, so make sure the copyright disclaimer is up. I wonder if I got a warning. You guys are saying I probably didn't get a strike, because if I was struck, I wouldn't be back on here. But I wonder if I got a warning. I'm going to have to go in and look at the details again if I did. I think you need a fair use disclaimer posted before you start your show. Yeah, most definitely. Mm-hmm. I missed the entire thing again. Glad to be able to jump in and say hi before Turtle Island in another hour. Thank you, Michelle Finch. Thanks for coming over. Yeah, I'm going to end pretty soon because I'm learning about copywriting and what's allowed. So that's not the government's fault you had loser boyfriends. No, it isn't. But I had pretty much primary custody over my daughter for different reasons I won't disclose right here. And I needed help. And I was trying to get on SSI back then because of my tremors. They're actually a lot better now. I mean, they really are. And I'm not going to say what I'm on, but it starts with the letter P, and it really helps. And then my son being on the autism spectrum and having severe mental anxiety and whatnot issues, I had to be here when he got off the bus. Now, I maybe could have gotten like a part-time job and then made sure I was here. And I know I don't have to explain all this, but I don't mind, you know, because people don't understand really. And I didn't have help from my family. Well, I did later on. I never asked for a dime from them. They just started financially helping me a little bit. But they're all the way in Iowa. My sister's in Missouri. I didn't have anybody to go, hey, Mom, can I have a 20? I need to get some food. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's okay. You know what? Listen, it's really okay. Oh, thanks, Katie Bug. Thank you. See that? My daughter's father is on SSI also, and you get 20 a month. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where's Mabby? Put up the disclaimer earlier. Yeah, I wrote it down on paper. Couldn't I at least say it verbally if I don't, wait, I know how to pin now because I figured it out. But I don't remember. See that? This is why, look at my notes. It's insanity. So I will pin the disclaimer. Can I pin it at the top, you guys? Okay. Private, unlisted means people who receive a link from you can see it. Public means everyone can see it. Well, then I shouldn't, no, I'm not monetized. And I really don't know if I want to be. That's why I have a PayPal at Dakota Dame 0627. But I know, Michelle Finch, I don't have to explain my business. See, I know that too. People that find fault with other people, whether they know them or don't, they're not happy with their own lives. I have a happy life. I didn't even mean to hit that just now. Lisa P, how? How what? Oh. Oh, could be the what's that? Eyes? What was that guy called or something? Green. Green Goblin. Maybe it's Green Goblin just under it. A different name. Lincoln Kane's channel is rude, crude, and vulgar. Yeah, but I thought you kind of liked it. Or is it even back up? All right, I got a lot. I got to figure out some stuff before Turtle Island. Thanks, Stardust. Thank you. So I should just take this down. But wait, if I private it, am I safe? Why would I want to private it though? Then nobody can ever see it, right? So shouldn't I just take it down? What would you guys do if you were me? Maybe I should private it right now, or end the live, private it, or no, private, end the live, go into YouTube Studio and just delete it. Should I do that? I can always unprivate later. I wouldn't even know how to do that. When you finish playing the video, it reversed on its own. It was a copyright violation during a live, that's all. When you finish playing the video, it reversed. What do you mean it reversed? So I automatically have a violation already, but it's not a warning. So it's or it's not a strike. If it's a violation, then it's a warning. You're only allowed 3. Watch time. I don't think so. You need 4,000 hours and I have 7,000 something. I took a peek the other day. And then it also said you only need 500, not 1,000 subscribers now. But yet someone else told me, no, it's 1,000. And I just kind of feel like if I'm monetized, I'm going to get more scrutinized. Who are you calling in for the island? I was saving Rebel, but he's not there anymore. And then and then last week I saved Piscine Predator, but he really didn't need any saving. Eventually he might be competition and he'll need saving. So I might just do a save for Piscine again, but then again, maybe not. Yeah, maybe I won't call in at all. I have a little bit of a neck ache right now from leaning in here. Listen to Team Rose. Yeah, but team, I got a copyright violation. Can you vote people back on? I think only if you get the egg that says, if it has a card in it that says you can vote a person back on of your choice. Content usefulness. Till she checks her creator dashboard. Don't do anything until okay, so I'll check that. Oh yeah, you could go. Yeah. Yeah, Super Kendall. It's getting a little more difficult. Let's all kick Queen Bee. I'm not going to call in and say that because then she'll be after my ass. Like she could just send people over and they could act all friendly and say, I've never been a mod. I really want to be a mod. Knowing me, I'd give them a wrench and then I'm screwed. Okay. Lloyd Boston says take down and delete. Okay, so I have a question. If I go into my YouTube studio and I read and it says this is a violation, this is a warning. I can't have another warning, I believe, for 90 days, you guys. And if you do, it's like one strike or something like that. If I want to delete this video, I can go over to YouTube Studio and delete it. That's right. I don't have to come back into StreamYard. No, I don't. I can go into, okay, I just answered my own question. All right, you guys, I'm going to say goodbye at the 3.5 hour mark. And this will either be gone or it won't be. But I'm so sort of paranoid, I might just delete the dang video. I don't know. Thank you for coming to, I'm ending, Parker. Thank you for coming to PCT is Extreme. Very extreme. Thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out. I love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, all right? Or I'll see you over on Turtle Island. I'll be giving lessons across the bay with Team Rose. Or no, I know what we'll do. We'll throw the life vests in when the person walks the plank like we had to. Parker, stop it. All right, love you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Hit the like, subscribe if you'd like to. Thank you.